welcome back on my channel, or welcome to the journey if this is your first time joining. My name is Willow, and if it is your first time joining, then you have to back up at the beginning of the week at least, as I've been going through a lot of the Warning songs, posting every day. Now, I've never done that, but I've been trying to catch up to their more recent album, and requests that I've had on Coffee in the past few weeks and days for them, because I'm going to see them at the Brixton Academy in about, I don't know, 2 weeks or so, and I'm so excited for that. Now today's reaction is a request as well. Thank you so much, Chaz, for your support and for requesting that I react to the mini documentary that was done to get to know the Warning sisters a bit more, and more about their new album. I think that's what this is about. So that's what I'll be doing today. I feel like it's a nice way to end the week, to just get myself hyped a bit more and find out more about the girls themselves behind the scenes. I don't think I've not really watched any interviews. I've seen maybe some very short clips, and obviously I've seen them on stage when I reacted to the live performances of the songs. But other than that, I don't really know who they are as people. All I know is what you guys have told me in the comments. So I'm excited to see. Now I made myself some scones and a nice little snack with some strawberries. It's just so I can focus a little better, because I think it's like 20 minutes long, which I'm sure it'll be interesting, obviously, but I like to snack when I watch things, so don't worry, I'll mute the microphone, which is not even standing on anything. Brilliant. So you won't hear me munch if you hate that sort of thing.
Obviously started playing here in Mexico. We're Mexicans, we're from Mexico. So our first shows were always here in our home and then just across the country. And I feel like we've seen it grow over the years and how we started and just our crowd. And it makes me so excited that people my age are looking for this energy and this music specifically.
Just staring deep into my soul.
There aren't a lot of female-led rock bands, only woman rock bands. So she started working as a young teen, a kid. We didn't even start out as women. We started out as little girls in this industry. Children, literally. It involves a lot, and we were doing it with our parents. We were pretty protected. They supported us so much. They got us into lessons. They bought us our instruments. They give us the liberty to really concentrate on music.
Because imagine you're just a teenager, maybe 13, and you want to do this, but of course there's tons of different things that you want to try out and do, so sticking with it was also hard,
I relate to that. I have not kept up with it.
The band started out as a 5-member band. Our parents are part of the band. Right now, obviously, our family has grown a bit more, with our team, our management, and everyone that works with us. But as we keep on working, that is always the center of everything, and everyone we start working with starts feeling like family, because we've always had that vibe. I feel like we've learned how to be
crazy,
disciplined and responsible and level-headed. And I feel like that's really important for the industry that we're in. So a big hug to mom and dad for everything.
What we think really got us into this energetic music and rock and roll was definitely the Rock Band, the video game. We loved to play that game, and it was so fun that we just looked at the screen and we want to do
That's
that.
cool.
I told my dad,
I had
like,
Guitar
I wanna
Hero
play the
instead.
guitar. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, of course. By the first week, my fingers hurt so much that I was like, please, no. But I fell in love with it, and there was no going back.
I've been playing for 13 years. I don't like that number, but okay, 13 years.
It's a lucky number.
Well, I've been playing since I was a little kid. I would always play on
Don't
the
listen
drums,
to what they
like little
say.
Drums. And I remember I really liked hitting things. So I was like a perfect match for me. And my dad saw that I had really good coordination, and he asked me like, "Hey,
Not a mood.
Like, are you up for lessons?
Not
Like,
for
you want to
me.
give it a shot?" And I was like, "Yeah." Nobody wanted to give me lessons.
Coordination whatsoever.
I looked like a toddler.
I mean,
and
you
like
were
I was
6, you
super
were
short.
taller.
Like playing the drums, it didn't look very promising for me. But I met one teacher, and I had like a test class, and the teacher was like, "Oh, leave her with me. Like she'll be good. Like, let's do this."
My parents bought me my
Nice.
first bass, and of course I was really young and really short, and I couldn't play a full-scale bass, so they bought me a smaller bass, which I have right here.
Which
Yeah.
still looks
It's really
massive.
small, and I still couldn't play that, and I learned for about a month, and then we started playing together immediately.
Crazy.
So
Yeah.
I didn't really have like that much time to get used to my instrument before we started playing together.
Okay, wait,
But-
I know that this isn't part of it. I'm going to ask you a
Do it,
question.
do it.
Because it's like,
Do it.
'cause I know, this isn't my place, but I will. Because there's a lot of people who tell you, like, why don't you play with a pick? Because normally
Oh,
rock
that's
music
true.
is just like,
It's like
but
pick.
you, like, from the start, it
I
was
always
like,
play with my
finger
fingers.
style.
I know how to play with a pick
Yeah,
now,
'cause
and
it's
I do.
picking.
I really do like the
Like
sound
both.
of it. But I don't know. I just always played with my fingers, and I do feel more comfortable with my fingers, even though I do play more on time with a pick. It's weird. It does hurt more though, but
I get it. It's like when I play without shoes and when I play with
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah,
I get it. The big turning point
Crazy.
in our careers, like
They're
we
so
did
good.
our Enter Sandman cover, which went viral. But I feel like the point where we were like, we really want to do this, like for the rest of our lives, was when we started writing our own music and releasing our own stuff. That was like, whoa! Like we can create something,
yeah.
put it out in the world, and people react to it. It was just something that we really, really liked and looked forward to. So now that we're doing what we do today, like I just feel like it's a thing that really keeps us going.
It must be so fun to do that with family. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Of course, like any type of siblings, like we have our disagreements and our little fights and stuff like that, but we get along really well.
We know each other so well that
Yeah.
we know how to make it work.
Exactly. And in the second that we start writing music,
But
everything
there you go.
just
Like, what were you
flows
thinking?
really nicely. Like I don't know what to call it except like sibling magic.
yeah.
I do feel like with your siblings, you do have, I mean, I don't know, it might be a DNA thing, but like, I have a very similar brain to my brother. Like, we think the same. We don't even have to talk sometimes, it's just like, yeah. That was nice, by the way. Lawrence. Oh,
Escape the
They're so
Mind.
fierce.
Those were our first compositions ever. That was our first time writing. I was like 12, Danny was 14, and I was 9. We were
Oh,
children.
babies.
But it was the moment where we really fell in love with music and like what we wanted to do. Like creating something was just such a powerful experience.
And you know, it was such a key thing, I think, personally, that we were not thinking about will people like it, because we were not going to release it. We were not even going to record it. It was not going to be a thing. So we just literally wrote from our 14-year-old hearts.
And on walk onto the very top and alright.
I'm getting spoiled here. I don't know these songs. Yeah.
And then we jump into our first
fine, I'll
album,
forget.
21st Century Blood. And it was weird because some of the compositions that are in 21st Century Blood were written in the same time
era
as Escape the Mind. But there was this very big leap we gave with this song that we made called Free Falling.
It was the first song we actually wrote
Together.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you know, it was also a big thing that we started like looking for outside inspiration. We really like what's happening in the world that we can write about.
And more than anything, like we read so much and we consume a lot of media, as any Gen Z teen does. So we were constantly getting inspired by other
Different
stories that
scenarios.
we were hearing. So
The Gen
21st Century
Zs
Blood was like,
Didn't
we
think of that.
felt like it was our first step. You know,
Yeah.
like, okay, we're a band now. This is our album.
And nothing will change. I'm crashing through space. I'm burning up, and there's nothing I can put out of place.
And one thing that I really like that we do, we really looked for what the song needed. We were like, okay, so what if this is a song with only piano, violins, and stuff like that? Like, we didn't focus on, oh, we have to be rock. We just focused on the energy that went into the
I like
song.
that.
So if you hear our music, sometimes it will be very varied within the
And
same
it's great.
album.
More people should do that. You can't limit creativity to be like, oh, it needs to sound this way. Just, yeah.
But then Queen of the Murder Scene comes. It's our second album, and Queen of the Murder Scene. I was in middle school. I started going through my emo phase.
Nice.
So you can hear clearly there how that shift and like I'm angsty now.
Oh! Sounded a bit like Barracuda.
These songs and these albums like grew with us. It's
Yeah.
literally, you can see like the change
Yeah,
in
you
As
can
we go,
feel the
like, as we
age.
personality.
Yeah,
Our
and
music.
Queen of the
Yeah.
Murder Scene is a concept album. It tells a story.
A novel.
Yeah, it was like a novel, and it was a really different process writing songs to fit a narrative and a plot.
It was really hard.
It was
actually.
hard because we had some, and then we had to add like the filler episodes, but
Yeah.
we didn't want them to feel like filler
Filler
songs.
songs.
So we really had to put meaning into every single little part. But I was like really into this idea of making it a whole album about this story.
Yeah.
And when I told them about it, they were like, "What?
Why is there blood everywhere?
Why?" I was like, "Please hear me out."
We had to change
so much.
like
Of
a
the
lot of the
story.
storyline because it wasn't
It
even
wasn't
that
like
much
that.
of a storyline.
It was
Yeah, it
just,
was just like
murder.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
You were getting into
I was getting into K-pop.
Yes, that's true. I just
So
remember that too.
we took the emo phase K-pop like
Route.
express line, right?
Yes.
Interesting.
So you can hear a lot of influences in there that maybe you don't pinpoint them as such, but for us it's really apparent like which phases we were going
That key
through.
change into
Those
the one.
key
Like,
changes, those harmonies, like it was all very K-poppy for us.
it's a thing that we also love to do. That as we start learning new ways of
Interesting
doing
mix.
this, we just like, okay, what's the next thing that we can try out with our music?
Yeah.
So
And
It's
in,
very fun.
in Queen of the
I'll have
Murder Scene, it
to-
was key changes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
definitely
change the key.
I'll have to pay attention to that on the next songs I react to from that album. And be like, is that K-pop?
Coming from Queen of the Murder Scene, things are really different now.
Mhm.
Because I feel like we really grew as people,
Even
as
more.
musicians.
Like
Right,
from
'cause
those two.
We're going through our teenage years. Of course, you grow a lot from one year to another, and you start living different experiences and stuff like that. So I feel like this third album is personal.
Yeah.
Like it talks more about our feelings or situations that are close to us, or our opinions on certain situations. Evolve was one of the songs that we started writing together, and we had music first
Yeah.
before lyrics and melody. It's usually the other way around. So the three of us were in this room,
Interesting.
and Danny and I were like playing, like getting the riff, and I was like, let me write a melody really quickly for the verse and just like put some lyrics on there.
I'm not in danger. I'm the danger now.
And I was like, hey, that's a good
good.
line.
That's a cool
I'm not in
line.
danger, I'm the danger.
I do feel that it encases what this new album represents for us, the changes that we went through as musicians, as people, and in writing, because we saw things differently. Like right now, we really concentrated on adding a lot of like
Nice.
harmonies and how like the bass and the drums were going to play together. And then differently at the same time.
Be their own entity.
Like there is so much room to grow, and we always enter these situations like with big wondrous eyes. Like we're gonna learn today. What are we gonna learn now?
What's gonna happen
Yeah.
now?
You got it.
Danny looks so uncomfortable.
Hey, everybody.
Oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, pam 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 pam.
Definitely performing our songs live is a totally different universe. Like we treat it as such, even ourselves. We know it's nothing like recording in a studio, but it's so much fun. You're like directly sharing and expressing to the people who are watching you.
And I feel
live.
like our past albums, we try to grab like the sound,
Margaret was pushy.
like how we sound live into our recordings, and
Yeah.
we never really,
Oh, we have never accomplished
we
that.
Yeah.
never accomplished that until like
this
third
third
album.
album.
I've already collapsed, so I'll just drown my sorrows in a non-existent world.
We put in a lot of hard work
Yep.
into our live shows.
We do.
We really plan everything out, and
Yep.
we practice it a lot.
And even
A lot.
our movements, like if you see us playing in our early stages of the band,
Oh,
we're
we
just
didn't
like
move at all.
statues.
Didn't move.
And that's something that we actually worked on consciously. It's like how to play, being able to like jump around and bring more
Yeah.
energy to the show.
Like we make fun of each other while we're on stage.
And I know like I shouldn't really be like saying this, but even when we mess up, we're like, oh, you messed up. Like,
Yeah, we just
we're
look at each other like,
you messed up.
That's just siblings. Pointing out the obvious, like.
When we play a show in our country and in our home city, it's just absolutely amazing.
Actually, our last show that we played was in Mexico City, and we hadn't been to Mexico City in a long time.
Yeah.
So coming back and seeing that we had more fans, like there were a lot of people watching us. It was just insane. It was
It
one of
was
the
so
best
cool.
shows we've
People
ever
like
had.
screaming our songs. We actually have like a video where you hear everyone singing on top of like it's
Yeah,
like,
like you can't hear
hear
us.
Oh, I'm getting chills looking at this. Oh, it just seems so fun.
Mexico really has something very
a
special.
big scene
Like-
of energetic people
Yeah,
ready
people are
for
really
metal.
passionate about music in general here in Mexico, and the crowds were always really energetic.
Like this energy that they transmit, you just can't help but give it back. It's really about making like a personal connection of what you want to transmit through your instrument. Cause I look at our past videos, like our covers, and I'm like, no, what are you doing? But we were so young, we were starting out, so it's okay. But I feel like that's a really nice thing. Looking back and seeing how much you've improved, and how much you've grown.
A veces las cosas obvias son las más difíciles de ver. Te asfixiaste con tus propias manos. Cuando todo apunta que por fin alguien te viene a rescatar. Te encuentras nuevamente abandonado.
Well.
At the end of the day, like,
That's cool.
there's a goal,
cool setup.
and there's something that you want to reach. And it's really about putting in a lot of work.
And just also be very conscious that the people who work around you are different, you know, are going through different things and will think differently than you. There's no one that will think exactly like you. So taking things with a grain of salt and not taking things personal for it to ruin like your experience is a key thing. You know, as sisters, we really have like that separate, you know, our working selves and, you know, our sister selves.
Sometimes
I'm excited to get to that one.
The
song that's playing. I've not listened to it.
We played in festivals and stuff like that. Like the treatment is really different to like other bands, like male bands. But we see that change after like
we play.
Yeah, we play and then like people's faces completely change. And, like everyone's just so excited.
Which is fun to see because they remind themselves that it doesn't matter who is playing, their age, whatever it is.
Doesn't it suck a bit
about
though?
The music.
Yeah.
Music is
like
the language.
They're
It doesn't matter like
immediately
where you're from, like what language
underestimated.
you speak, like anything. Like music is the language.
Oh, that was such a nice way to end it. What they said, music is the language. It really is. Like, you don't always need, like, for the same reason that instrumental music, classical music, like, they don't need lyrics or voices always. Sometimes it's just like a choir that doesn't really say anything. And yet, you're still able to be moved. You're still able to live the experience. They're so right about that. Oh, music is great. That was well informative. Thank you, Chaz, for your request, honestly. I don't think I would have really given it a shot if you hadn't requested it. Not now, anyway. So thank you for that. And it was, it was nice to see the progression. They just look so different as children. I don't know, so interesting to see how they've grown into their confidence as well. And yeah, it was interesting to see them and how different their personalities are. Power's definitely the one taking charge. She's like, all right, yeah, I'll just talk the whole time. It's fine. You guys sit there. I'll deal with it. And it just, you know, she just has so much energy when she plays the drums and sings, and like it transpires. And yeah, it turns out it is just her personality. She's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna move mountains. Just let me do this. Yeah, I feel like their instruments and everything and how they are on stage represents really well how they seem to be. Obviously, I don't know them personally, and that's the only thing I've seen of them. Like how they are on stage, I feel like it represents quite well how they seem to be as people as well. So that was quite interesting to see. so many songs yet to be discovered by The Warning, and I really, really can't wait to see them live. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that reaction. I don't know, I don't personally really watch a lot of reactions of people reacting to other stuff than music. Obviously that is related, but so I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. Even though I was literally just having a good time with my snack. Sorry if it bothered you that I was eating the whole time, but it really enhanced the experience for me. And if it did bother you, don't let me know about it. I don't want to know. My snack was delicious, by the way. Slightly undercooked, my scones. Delicious nonetheless. So anyway, if you also have a request for me, it can be music, it can be an interview or a documentary, something like that, of anything in the world of music. If you have a request for me, there is a link to my Ko-fi page down below. I also have a Patreon where you can leave me more requests, and you get early access to these videos and access to more videos as well, so it might be worth checking out if you want to see more from me. And in general, if you want to see more from me and follow me down the rabbit hole of The Warning and all the other bands and artists that I'm discovering, well, subscribe to this channel. Also like this video, you might as well. And I also have another channel where I talk about witchcraft and ghosts, so if you'd like to see that, if you're interested in that sort of stuff, everything's in the description below. And I also have a podcast, which is also in the description below. But anyway, I'll see you all very soon, and this was The Warning Week. This was The Warning Week. We're done. Huh? Already? It went by really fast. Oh well, I hope you guys enjoy that, and I'll see you very soon. And bye!